welcome to Cooking with Miss O. And today I still have my good friend that we started teaching together, and then I quit teaching to stay home and homeschooled one of mine. And she has 2 sons, and Cathy's oldest one just got married recently.
In October.
Yes, and I just want to tell you that we are having lunch together. And we get together a lot, especially since my husband died. Her husband and her have been really wonderful to include me and stuff and all, and so I really appreciate that, Cathy. And we're doing a salad here. We have our spinach over here, which we have already done here, and the organic, and we are doing chicken, so that we're doing the recipes for my brother, what am I trying to say, diet, where he was just eating, he still is, 3 meals a day, the Springer Mountain chicken, and the sweet potato, which is right here, the organic one, and he did broccoli, and I don't have any broccoli here with me right now, and he steamed it as broccoli, and he ate that he still is, 3 times a day, and he lost 78 pounds in a very little time. And so I think it was 2 months, but I'm not quite sure because I've heard a little bit more, but my sister was telling me about it because I didn't ask him about that. So I just want you to know that I looked up stuff that would compare to the broccoli and would compare to the sweet potato. And Cathy she wrote it all down. She looked up a lot of the stuff, and she's going to tell you what not just the nutrition, but what it does for our bodies. We can go in and look and say, oh, it has this and it has this and this, but what it does for our bodies when we eat it. And I compared the nutrition to other things that we have here. So for the 6 weeks, we've already done 2 of them. Isn't that right, Cathy? Did we do already 2?
2.
We did a lunch and a dinner, right? Yeah. And so we're going to do 6 weeks of this and see how we lose weight and stuff. Now, it will take away belly fat when you do this. So we're going to make it a little bit more where you're not going to get tired of it, all right? And Cathy has already started, and she's lost almost 4 pounds that first time.
Yeah, in about a week.
Yeah. And she just ate. Tell them what you went and got a salad somewhere. And
well, what I did for lunch was I had some chicken, and I fixed the chicken, and for lunch I would have a salad, mostly spinach and chicken, and put some strawberries in it, and some days I'd put celery in it. Some days I put a few almonds on it.
Yeah,
and then put
good.
A little bit of salad dressing. I don't like a whole lot of salad dressing anyway, so just to use a little bit of salad dressing. And then for supper I would have a sweet potato and chicken and a salad. And if my husband didn't want that, I might cook him a pork chop or something, because
he's not on the diet.
And he's not gonna. You how men are. They might not eat the same thing we eat. So and I thought, well, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to fix me something and fix him something. But he's good with a baked potato and a salad. And then if he doesn't want chicken that night, then I'll just fix him something else, like a pork chop, or a small steak or something.
And how is it making you feel better, you think?
Yes. Oh, yes.
It is?
Yeah. You feel a whole lot better.
Do you sleep better? Yeah.
I hadn't noticed much difference in my sleep yet, because I sleep pretty good.
Oh, you
anyway.
do? You're like me, yeah.
I sleep pretty good anyway. So.
But I'd heard that. So, and we're having a lot of people calling, and they're doing it and everything. So what I want to show you too, Cathy and I need it to be easy. Yeah. So I take a whole Springer Mountain chicken breast right here, and it has 6 in here. And so we take that out, and then I put this in this pan, which I've already done. Then I we decided we like this, Cathy and I both do, and that's the olive oil, the vinegar, and this is the box where you can get this at Ingles, okay? And they always have some inside the box too. And so then I made that for this batch, for the one I did at home, which is baked here now. And then this would also be enough to do another one. And if you really, if you wanted to do 3 bags in a day, you could do this. You could cut it a little bit more, because it did have a lot in there. So, and then what I do is I put it in there, and then I let it sit in the refrigerator or just a little while. It's better if you put it in the bag with the dressing if you're going to put it in the refrigerator before you cook. But I just went and cooked it, and it was wonderful. And then it's real easy. Then what you do is, like for us, Cathy and I, if we were showing you our dinner, then there would be a piece of chicken for both of us. There would be the sweet potato for us, and then we would have a different vegetable. And then for lunch, which we're doing right now, that is Cathy and I's 2 for lunch. So we'll have 2 left over that we can put in the refrigerator. And then if you're doing it all, if you're doing the whole bag and doing that, you can just, it's a meal that you don't have to cook on, you know.
Now
So-
that's what Ben likes to do, that my son Ben that still lives at home with us, he likes to get all of his chicken and cook about a week's worth at a
Yes.
time. And he's been trying, he was a college athlete, so he's figured out, he learned real quick when he graduated that, okay, I used to spend 3 or 4 hours a day working out and playing ball, and now I've got to readjust, you know, to the not having that much exercise. So he's been trying to do some things differently, and he'll take his chicken, and I've been trying to get him to buy the Springer Mountain Farms. Don't just buy anything, Ben, buy the Springer Mountain Farms, and he'll cook enough for a week and then keep it in the refrigerator. So I tried that for a few days too. I cooked about 4, several pieces, so I'd have it for lunch, and that's easier.
That's the way I do, because then with lunch I can just pull out the celery, the carrots, my spinach, and
just make a salad.
yes, and it's wonderful, and that's what we're going to show you today too. Also, a lot of people throw away this part of the celery, but you're going to find out from Cathy how nutritious all of the stuff is here. Just wash it, and then she's going to show you about the carrot too. So Cathy, you want to go on and talk about the celery?
And the celery and see, I didn't know anything about this part until Mary Beth told me that's good in the salad. I didn't know that. But celery has lots of vitamins and minerals in it, and it has anti-inflammatory properties that are good to lower high cholesterol, lower your blood pressure, and it's also a good thing to eat if you have heart disease. And so it has a lot of things in it that are really good for you.
My family was from Europe, and so we did the vinegar and we did the olive oil, but every day we had celery. And because we did salads and stuff like that, my mom and all, and that's why I really love it. And nobody had high blood pressure in my family. Is that not something? Yeah. Cathy, what about the carrot?
Okay, the carrots. Carrots are often called nature's perfect health food because they have so many vitamins in them. But they have antioxidants in them that can help reduce the risk of cancer and cardiovascular disease. And that's one main thing they do for your body with all the vitamins that they have in them. Plus, they're also good for your eyesight.
That's
I've
right.
always heard that.
Yeah, it is, and I forgot about that one too. What I'm going to tell y'all is, if you eat like this, you will feel better, you will sleep better, and you will get the belly fat, which is Americans' thing. Everybody has belly fat, and they're trying to get rid of it. Because when my husband had died, and it was Marie's wedding, when my mom was alive, when we were kids in the summer, she would make Coke floats. And we'd have to be in our pajamas, had to do our bath, and she said, all right, girls, we had a big front porch. We're going to have Coke floats if y'all get ready real quick for bed, And so we'd sit out there and have those Coke floats. So when I knew Tom wasn't going to be there to walk her down the aisle, I was heartbroken because I didn't have a dad to walk me down the aisle. He had walked out way sooner before that. And I thought when she was born that she was going to have a dad that was going to walk her down the aisle. So I started going to Wendy's and getting the Coke floats because I didn't want to have the whole bottle and stuff there. And I got hooked on it. And I have never had belly fat before. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get off of it now. It is hard to get off Cokes. It really is, isn't it, Cathy? And it really messes with you. I didn't know how much it does and everything. So I'm trying to eat this that my brother has, and I'm starting to lose some too, just like Cathy is.
Well, I said in that other show, I talked about my husband had just quit drinking Pepsis.
Yeah.
And he went to the doctor, he lost like 35 pounds.
Yes.
And basically the only thing he did was he didn't drink Pepsis for a year.
Yeah, and that's wonderful too, and you feel better too. You know, you don't. It kind of burns your esophagus if you stay, you know, and stuff like that. And there's a lot of damage it does to the body, and I didn't know that because I thought it was a fun thing to do, you know. So, Cathy, while you're doing that, I'm going to do this. This is at Ingles, and they have organic. And right before we're going to go to a break right now, and we'll wait, and so y'all can see what we're doing. Thank you.
Want to dance. Oh, it's a new day for living life anew.
Welcome back to Cooking with Miss O and Cathy.
Hey.
And so, Cathy,
Yeah.
what's this about you in college? Tell me about
Well,
that.
you probably don't know this. My freshman year of college, I was a food science major.
What made you go to teaching?
Well, I was at the University of Tennessee, and you had to take all this chemistry, okay? And I thought, I'll never make it through all this chemistry. And plus, I'd always thought I wanted to teach. I was one of those people who used to get in the basement and
I did
had my
too.
chalkboard, and
I
I'd
did
play teacher
too.
with my brother. And so I guess that was still in the back of my mind that I really wanted to teach. I really did want to do food science. And I thought, I'll never get through all this chemistry. So I changed my major, went into education, and then eventually left University of Tennessee, and because I just wasn't real crazy about it. Went to a community college, Walter State Community College.
And that was closer to home, right?
Yeah, I
That's
still
why.
lived there.
Yeah.
I stayed there about a year and a half, and then I went to East Tennessee State in Johnson City and finished up, and I loved it up there. It was a nice school.
I went to, since I was in Greenville, I went to North Greenville, and it was a 2-year school then. Now, people don't know this, but Channel 16 partners with...
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and our camera people go to school there, and then, not all of them, but some of them, and then they get to go on to bigger places, you know. So, since I've been here, it's been a lot of turnover with that, but they are all wonderful, and I just love them to death. They've always been so good here. And so let's go ahead and let's take our salads over here, because
Okay.
we're going to put some here.
Okay.
I
We still
want
got
to
to do the
tell you
carrot, though.
why I use Pampered Chef. If you're a mom or grandmama, you need Pampered Chef. They have the best knives because they have covers. So I will put this back in here instead of setting it down so no kids could hurt themselves with it if they, because they'll come up when you're cooking, and they'll put their hand up there and grab that thing, and then they don't get hurt. And they're the best knives, aren't they, Cathy?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I love them. So then we're gonna, this is the celery, and what I'm gonna do with this part of it, I'm gonna cut some of this up. That's the salad dressing that y'all have seen before. And, I'm gotta take the plastic off, y'all. Here we go. I do a little bit of this to go into the salad. And this is a part of the nutrition. Okay, and then it's not such big pieces here. But you want to eat all of this in the celery because it is so good for the heart and everything. And people that eat a lot of celery, you can ask them, they don't have high blood pressure. Here we go.
Now, we did talk about the carrots, didn't we? We talked about the carrots,
we
didn't
did. The next thing is going to be the chicken. You want to go ahead and talk about that?
Okay. Well, the protein in the chicken helps in decreasing the bone loss in your body, and as you get older, you have to be more worried about that, and because your bones actually thin out. But it's rich in niacin, which is one of the kinds of vitamin B that helps guard the body against cancer. So, but I did not know that. So,
I think cancer really grew when all the fast foods, and I love Chick-fil-A, and a long time ago we'd go to McDonald's, when I was a kid, and it had just started, and we were up visiting my mom's family in Illinois, Allen Park, Illinois, and that's where she grew up, and So they had the first McDonald's up there. And oh my goodness, we thought that was just wonderful. Our grandmother would take us and we'd go with our cousins, and it's just really was really sweet. But let me put some more.
Yeah, I can remember there was a McDonald's and a Crystal Burger
Yeah.
where we lived, and we begged Daddy to go, and we didn't go very often. Now I know why, because they knew it wasn't good for us. Yeah.
I need this here. Now the tomatoes, Kathy. Did you look that one up?
No, I did look up the tomatoes.
Okay. If you're done with the carrots,
Okay. Yep, I think we got enough
you
carrots
can tell
here.
us another one. What about the onions?
Oh, the onions. The onions were
I think
really
you
interesting.
looked up the. Didn't you look? Oh, not the tomatoes.
No, I
yeah.
did look up the
Yeah.
tomato.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the onion was interesting.
It really was.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay. And I looked up red onion because we've got a red onion.
We're going to do here.
It contains fiber and folic acid, which is a B vitamin that helps the body make healthy new cells. So it's helping your body reproduce new cells. And it's also low in sodium, and it doesn't have any fat or cholesterol in it.
And see, when
So-
people have had cancer or something else where it's all dropped, they could eat that, and then their cells would heal. It's food is a healing thing. It really is when it's this done this way, and it tastes better, doesn't it, Cathy?
Yeah, it does.
I like to go, since I'm a widow now. I love to go to Chick-fil-A because it's people to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And they're all real sweet to me and stuff. And then we have another place that Cathy and her husband and I go to, and my daughter and my grandkids, is Mama Ray's.
Mama Ray's, yeah, for ice cream.
Why don't you tell about it?
Yeah.
Tell them where it's at.
If you ever go to Pendleton, you'll have to find it. It's right on the square.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Mama Ray's Scoops on the Square, and it's this little bitty building.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady that owns it has a heart about this big, and she
Yeah.
always teases us and says she makes her ice cream with love, and she's just great to talk to. She's from Canada, and she's just really interesting to talk to, and she has wonderful ice cream. And it's just neat experience. It's an experience. It's not just eating
and everybody
ice cream.
stands
it's an
outside
experience.
and eats their ice cream
Yeah,
and talks.
she has a little
and-
place outside
yes.
where you can sit. And,
Yeah, it's really nice.
And then in summertime, she has a little place out there where she puts games and stuff for the kids and the families that come.
Yeah. And then also this year they're going to do Friday nights, movie
Movies.
nights, and it's all for families. It's family, like probably Disney and stuff like that.
Okay, here's your carrots.
Okay, let's take that. Now, Cathy, what was another one that we?
Well, we used olive oil, and olive oil was really interesting when I looked that up. Has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, which helps prevent strokes. And I know that my mom had two sisters, and both of them had strokes when they were still living, before they passed away. I don't believe my mom ever had one, but before she passed away. But both of her sisters had strokes, so that's one thing that I have to be concerned about with my family history. And then it's also protective against heart disease. So it's one of the oils the fats that's very good for your body.
Well, did your mom eat that, and her sisters not, maybe?
I don't know. They were all real thin. So I don't know. Now, they were both way up in years before they had strokes.
Oh,
They were
okay.
like up in their
All right.
80s. So,
All
and
right.
my mom lived to be 91. And her sister that just passed away was 97.
Oh, no,
So they all lived a long
was just
time.
wondering.
And her other sister was like 92. So, so they all
okay.
lived a long time.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna put those tomatoes right there. What's the other one we were doing? I'm gonna now cut.
We talked about celery and the chicken. Okay.
We're going to a break. Thanks so much. Welcome back, y'all. We're going to pray now because we have our salad and we're going to put our dressing on. And I want to remind you, this is the box. It's at Ingles, and you can have this salad dressing bottle, and it's real good. It doesn't leak or anything. Then you can make your own stuff because it's better for you to do this and that than it is for you to buy your own dressing. And it's cheaper too, and it lasts longer. And you don't have to even do that package. You can just do the oil and vinegar and water, and it has it on the water place, the vinegar, and then the oil. So we're going to be putting that on it, and we also had the chicken in that. We poured it over that whole bag of chicken and then baked it. Now, before we go any further, Cathy, you want to pray?
Okay. Dear Lord, just thank you for this opportunity to eat together with friends. Thank you for the rain that you sent us today, Lord. I know some of us are kind of tired of rain, but we know we need the rain, so thank you for the rain, Lord. We just pray over our families and keep them all safe today as they're going out in the rain, Lord. Thank you for our many, many blessings. Amen.
And Cathy, you're going to tell us about the two other things that we have not talked about is the spinach and the tomatoes. So
Okay.
she's going to talk about that. I'm going to do my dressing and then start eating.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hand it to you.
Well, spinach is real high in iron, and we always know that we need iron, but we don't really know why. But what iron does is it plays a central role in the function of red blood cells, and the red blood cells transport the oxygen around your body through your blood. So and that's really important.
That is.
And then tomatoes. You want me to talk about the tomatoes?
Yes.
The tomatoes help protect against cancer, maintains a healthy blood pressure, and also helps reduce blood glucose in people that have diabetes.
You know, if you look up this stuff and do it with your, for your meals and stuff, you will find that y'all will get healthier. And really, now I've eaten out and all because of not having my husband there when the kids aren't there, and when we were cooking every night all day. I spend more money going out than I do staying out. And I'm getting better about staying home and eating. Let me ask you too, Cathy, did you talk about the black pepper we have here?
Black pepper. No, I looked it up, but we didn't talk about black pepper.
Yeah.
Let me find that one. Because that one had a lot of things that was interesting. Black pepper aids in weight loss. It helps treat sinus and asthma and nasal decongestion, and I'm always worried about that because I have bad allergies. It also reduces the risk of cancer, heart, and liver ailments.
Isn't that wonderful?
So I didn't know black pepper was good for you.
When my daughter had cystic fibrosis, and that lady came to my house because she had 9 days to live, Emery, and her 10th day was for a second birthday. She came in and did the wheat berries with us, and in 3 months, and she had the old test and the new test at Emery, and the head of the doctor was friends with doctors here, so we had the head there, and he worked with us and everything. And you know what? They told us to go home and bury our daughter and then to come back, and they might give us 2 years for Josh, and he was 4. And eating that wheat berry that she taught me, that bread, it healed her of it. And then 18 years later, right before Tom died, a medical study came out that if you feed children with cystic fibrosis the whole wheat berry, in that 72 hours. And so I've learned that God made food for us to be healthy, and we didn't even know that, you know? So.
And I'm learning that more and more.
Yeah. And then it's so funny that things that people have to deal with is coming from the food that is not, it's all processed and everything like that. I think we're about ready to go, so thank you so much, and I hope y'all try the diet, and we'll be doing it again next time. All right. Have a
Something